podcast. We are joining you live from YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. Today is January the 29th, and our subject tonight is going to be my takeaways from the book that I was reading this month called The Brain Maker. And if you're on YouTube, I think this shows it backwards, so I'm sorry about that. But the book is called Brain Maker. It is by Dr. David Perlmutter. And I'm going to just give you my quick takeaways from this and share some things with you about what I thought about the information in this book and how we can apply it to our everyday life. I'm gonna teach you guys too, when I review this book, how I pull out information from nutritional or medical books or self-help books, and how you can take little tidbits out of books like this that you read and not feel like you have to completely overhaul your life because of information that you just obtained. So I'll give you those little tips too. So if you are new, welcome. Always take a second to leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and any questions or comments that you might have. I always appreciate that as well. And if you are one of my former students or a future student joining us in February, please let me know that as well, so that I can welcome you. I do that at the end after we cover tonight's topic. So I always like to take a second to introduce myself, if you don't mind. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years or so, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And now, as a certified nutrition coach, I am doing that through the practice of intermittent fasting and helping women develop a keto-like lifestyle. And we talk about that here pretty frequently. So if you have any questions about that, we can address that at a later time, or you can go to my YouTube channel or my Facebook page and review some past videos where we talked about that specifically. Tonight, I'm going to stay on topic with The Brain Maker and the information that I took from this book. I've also read the other book by Dr. Perlmutter, that's Grain Brain, another amazing book. If you haven't read that one, read that one as well. Grain Brain really helped me realize and feel comfortable with going gluten-free. And just a few short years ago, being gluten-free, if you weren't a celiac, was almost treated as if it was a crime. Like we had no right to be practicing a gluten-free nutritional life if we weren't actually suffering from celiac disease. And fortunately, those thoughts have changed, and now going gluten-free is a really just a smart way to live your life. According to this book here, The Brain Maker, everyone is negatively affected by gluten. So if you don't think you are, it's just a matter of time before those signs and signals will stop popping up in your body, letting you know that you are in fact just like everybody else and gluten is affecting you. So my key takeaways from this book, and I'm going to first share with you how it is I take things away from books like this and implement things into my life. So one of the big aha moments I had with this book was really understanding our birth story. So in the course that I teach, I talk a lot and really emphasize that women take some time to understand what their food story is. So growing up, how did you identify with food that you didn't like? Were you forced to eat food? Did you eat food that made you feel sick, and so now you're sort of weary of those kind of foods? Did you have foods that you just naturally, instinctively stayed clear of and didn't really understand why? And taking the time to understand our food story is key in helping us realize why it is we have some of the food issues that we have today as women, whether it be emotional connections to food or maybe just some of the sudden illnesses that we're facing as we start to age and our body starts going through some hormonal changes. We can almost always pinpoint that back to our food story. Well, what I loved about The Brain Maker is not only did he talk about that, but he also emphasized your birth story and how it is that we are entered into this world can really affect our gut biome. And our gut biome then ends up affecting our brain. And so it's also interconnected. And I thought that was absolutely fascinating how we're brought into this world really does start the clock on what is happening to our body cellularly, what's happening to our body as far as future diseases or illnesses or conditions that we're going to have to deal with. And knowing that part of our history and how we started can really help us put the pieces of our own life together and really help us identify why it is that we feel like we're falling apart as we start to age, and understand that it's not necessarily a fault of anyone's, but it's just a process of nutritional science is improving, information being more mainstream today, and then taking the corrective actions to make up for some of those things that we kind of were exposed to as we were going up through, childhood. And like I've said in these videos before, that, information is just so much more readily available now that we have access, where, our parents or grandparents or whatever maybe didn't have the access to the same information. So we really do owe it to ourselves to do the work, do the research, and figure out what our birth story was, what our food story was and or is, and then put that together with the information we have available to us today. There's no reason for us to suffer anymore because the information is there. You just have to be willing to, like I said, put the pieces together, do a little bit of research, and then start implementing and experimenting with some things and see if it works for you. So a big takeaway from Brain Maker was leaky gut. We all have heard a leaky gut, but for me, it never really kind of connected to other issues that could be possibly going on in our body, more importantly, what's going on in our brain. And Dr. Perlmutter specifically says that a leaky gut is like a leaky brain. So whatever is leaking from your gut, that same activity is happening around your brain. And he describes leaky gut as an invasion of inflammatory substances into the body. So that means if your gut is leaking, all that inflammation is coming out into our systems, including our brain. So it's no wonder when we start paying attention to our nutrition and we start eating a more keto-like lifestyle, reducing our carbs, increasing our fats, incorporating some intermittent fasting into that so that we give our body the opportunity to release that inflammation and we empty out our gut for a long enough period of time to actually have an opportunity to heal itself. The first thing we notice is that the inflammation goes away and our brain fog goes away. That's our inflammation leaving our system. Not releasing into our system, but actually leaving it altogether. And so paying attention to that inflammation in our body is key. And that brain fog that we have is key. And then taking the necessary steps to try to alleviate that. Intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle are two of the easiest things that you can start doing to preliminarily get that inflammation out of your brain and your body and really allow your opportunity for your body to heal itself. So, some of the other things that come about when you have a leaky gut and a leaky brain, and they're really connecting brain health to gut health. So if your gut is unhealthy, your brain's unhealthy. And we have to really start thinking about our brain and our gut as being the two main communicators of our entire body system. They talk to each other pretty consistently and pretty fluidly. So if your brain's unhealthy, your gut's unhealthy. If your gut's unhealthy, your brain is definitely unhealthy. And that's the part we need to really think about. And they're connecting neurological disorders like ADHD, autism, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, all of those related neurological issues that people are suffering from, they're directly relating that back to gut health and improving gut health to also improve those conditions. And I'm gonna try to find in my notes here really quick. I thought this was absolutely fascinating that ADD and ADHD can be treated with nutritional supplements that that will cause the same positive effect in a person who's suffering from ADD and ADHD as Ritalin. So we all know all the negative side effects that are associated with the prescription Ritalin that is so often given to young kids who have ADD and ADHD. And now what they're finding is that with some nutritional supplements, like some pretty intense probiotic and prebiotic prescription type of supplementation and some things that they're doing with, believe it or not, fecal transplants are really helping these kids get off of dangerous prescriptions like Ritalin and really improving their gut health, which is then in turn reducing the symptoms and the signs and signals of ADD and ADHD. So I thought that was absolutely fascinating, that you can use nutritional supplements to help with those kind of neurological disorders. And we know through what we're doing here in this community that nutrition plays a key role in what it is that we're suffering with our brain fog and our memory loss, and just feeling like our brain is just not working the way it should be. And so there's hope that if we really pay attention to what we're doing in our feasting window, and we allow our body an opportunity to be in a clean, fasted state for enough time for our gut to be empty and heal itself, then we can really offset some of these things that really scare us as we age, as far as our neurological function and cognitive functions. So no need to panic. What we need to do is just do our research and then listen to those signs and signals that our body is sending us. And then don't be afraid to experiment with some nutritional supplements and changing up your nutrition a little bit. So he is, of course, anti-gluten, which makes sense, because if you know the history of gluten and you know what's being done to wheat fields, and he talks a lot about the GMO products, but I talk a lot about here too, corn and soybeans being the two highly GMO'd food items in our food industry today, and they're basically just poison for our body at this point. So if you're noticing that you're not feeling well, the best thing that I can suggest is read every label that you have in your home, whether it's topical agents, whether it's environmental things that you have, or food that you're consuming. You want to get anything out of your nutritional life. And I consider nutrition anything that your body absorbs. So lotion is nutrition, shampoo is nutrition, water that you're drinking is nutrition. It's not just food, it's anything that your body's systems will absorb. And we have to remember that our skin is one of our largest organs. So if you're putting lotion on your body that's full of a bunch of preservatives and soybean oils and glutens, then you're feeding your body those things. So do a clean sweep of your house and read those food labels, and just try to swap out things that you notice on sort of like a rotational basis, what I always say. For me, I was really sick. So when I realized that all the products in my home that had soybean oil or soy lecithin and gluten in it, I literally did like and cleared out all the cupboards and replaced them with things that didn't have those things. And then the beautiful thing about intermittent fasting is we consume less. So we just don't have to have as many options for food anymore. We get rid of those filler, junky, snacky foods. And it really does help us keep control of what it is that we're putting in our body. So I thought that was fascinating as well. So he talks about the vagus nerve. And this goes back to understanding that our brain and our gut are communicators in our body system. And I'll just kind of say what the book said here. It says the brain to gut and the gut to brain communication is biodirectional, meaning that, it's going to go both ways. And your gut makes 90% of your body's serotonin, and we think that comes from our brain, but it's actually produced in our gut. And then it also goes on to say that inflammation, which begins in the gut, can also cause severe cases of depression. So if you're one of those people that finds yourself chronically depressed or feeling like you need to be on antidepressants, there's no shame in that at all. Sometimes we need to get that little kickstart, but I would really encourage you to do some research on what it is that's going on maybe with your gut health, and see if you can improve what's going on in that gut biome of yours, and see if that might help with some of the things that you're suffering depression-wise as well. And then you always want to work with your doctor on those kind of things as well. But it's great research that's out there, and it's so refreshing to know that all we have to do is, kind of what we know in the back of our mind already about nutrition. Junky food is junky food, and good nutrient dense food is just going to serve us better in the long run. And if you're confused about what nutrient dense food is, the best explanation I can give you about nutrient dense food is just you want to eat food that comes, from the ground, minimally processed, as little hands are on it as possible. And it's just sort of like food the way God intended it to be served, and not, pulled out of cellophane bags with, shelf lives for the next 6 months. You want food that's organic if possible, making sure you're getting meats that are, no hormones, no nitrates, no nitrites, grass-fed, grass-finished, free range chicken kind of situations. All those things are going to just give you that edge to kind of catch up to what's going on with your gut health. So what do we do to improve our gut? Well, I've talked about the fact that intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle is just obvious, or it should be obvious at this point. The less carbs and sugars we have in our gut, the less we have the opportunity for those bad bacteria to build up in our system. And then high quality, naturally occurring fats is something that you want to make sure you're getting a lot of throughout your day. So avocados, olives, olive oil, or avocado oil would be your best. Coconut oil, olive oil if you can get a good quality olive oil. And then making sure that you're eating, just good quality grass-fed butters if you're a dairy person, and yogurts and those kind of things. So how to rehab your gut. So I'm just going to kind of give you some points that he gave in the book as sort of just like a quick, if you want to get started tomorrow, here's some things that you can do. Consume probiotic rich foods. So for us non-dairy people, that can be a little bit problematic because I personally can't do things like kefirs and yogurts, live culture yogurts and those kind of things. He suggested doing things like coconut yogurt, and I guess coconut yogurt now does have live cultures in it. So that would be a good option for those of us who aren't consuming dairy. And I actually just found some yesterday at my Whole Foods store. So I'm going to give that a try. I'm just going to put it in my break fast shake that I drink every day that also has probiotics and prebiotics in it. So it's just going to give that an extra little boost. Eat some other probiotic foods really quickly. Sauerkraut, fermented eggs, fermented vegetables, those kind of things are always great. Not on my favorite things to eat list. So those are all those things that I'm like, everything I need to be probiotic are all the things I don't want to eat. And if you're in that situation, then always finding a good quality probiotic that you can get like an over-the-counter is great. The only thing that I suggest you do about that is just do some research on that. I was taking an over-the-counter probiotic and it just wreaked havoc on my gut, and I couldn't get it under control, so I had to stop taking it. So just make sure you're getting the live strains that you think you need for your body, and you can get your gut health tested. They do that through like fecal testing. It's very commonplace these days. I'm sure you can Google it and find a place that does it. And you could probably just order a kit online. And that's a good way to see what bacteria you might be missing in your own gut. And then they can specifically prescribe a probiotic for you. Eating a low-carb, high-fat diet or a keto-like lifestyle with intermittent fasting is a great way to do a little rehab on your gut. And I mentioned in the beginning that a lot of the women in this course that we teach, the first thing that they notice is the inflammation disappearing rapidly in their body. And that is because we are just allowing our opportunity for our body to heal itself. An empty gut is a healing gut. You're just giving your body an opportunity to balance its own gut bacteria out with the opportunity of being empty and just having some good clean water flushing through your system, and then making sure that when you are in the feasting state with your keto-like lifestyle that you're consuming nutrient-dense food, so real food. Eating foods high in polyphenols are a great way to heal your gut. And I specifically didn't list the foods that he suggested in his book because I hate when women go, oh, yes, I can go drink wine and eat chocolate. No, not necessarily, because not all wine and all chocolate is created equally. And so just because it's known that wine and chocolate have polyphenols in it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to take your polyphenols in the right way or have them be beneficial to you. So little known fact about polyphenols need to have a fat carrier in order for them to be absorbed by your body. So the best way to get the best absorption of polyphenols in your body is if when you take them simultaneously with a high quality fat. So that means you would have to have your glass of wine with like a tablespoon of coconut oil or something. That's really the only way that you can get some benefit from that. And that's where the butter coffee recipe came about. And Michael and I are actually going to do a live broadcast about that, specifically about how to get the best nutrient benefits out of polyphenols on his Facebook page probably later this week. So stay tuned for that. We'll send a notice out when we do that. Let's see what else. Oh, drink filtered water or mineralized water. Again, you want to just have an opportunity to have some clean water flushing through your system. And then he suggests fasting 4 times per year. I personally think, why go through a super long fast 4 times a year when you can just intermittent fast and do nothing and embrace everything through periods of your 24-hour cycle every day, really giving your body an opportunity to heal itself on a daily and continuing basis. So super, super good book. I am going to start introducing, like I said, I found some live culture coconut yogurt that I will be incorporating in my break fast shake, which already does have some prebiotics and probiotics. So it's just going to be an extra boost for me. I've already noticed the major improvements in my brain with some other supplements that I've been taking as well. He also recommends or suggests that everyone have vitamin D3 in their supplement cabinet. Even if you're not deficient, he suggests 2,000 international units a day. Again, this is what he says out of the book. And so if you are deficient, then you need even more than that. And that's usually when a doctor prescribes a vitamin D suggestion for you. He also suggested vitamin B6, vitamin B12, and folic acid as a way to kind of keep your gut health balanced out as well. And those are just really easy things that you can do right now to just kind of get your gut on sort of a rebound sort of way. And we all know that having a leaky gut and a leaky brain and just some bad gut health also causes us to be in a state of hormonal imbalance. And when we're in that state of hormonal imbalance, we are unable to lose weight. I was there. A lot of the women in this community were there. So balancing out your gut really does help you balance out your hormones. When you balance out your hormones, then your body will be in an environment where it can actually release weight and start burning fat as its primary source of energy. So a great aha moment there as well, which we've already talked about here. So I just like when someone like this backs up what we're already talking about and practicing here. So that was great to hear that. And then a big thing about this book, he talks about it all the time, is antibiotic use and the overuse of antibiotics in the world, basically, but mostly overuse here in the United States, and how we often take antibiotics as sort of a convenience to heal ourselves faster when our body really is smart enough to heal itself. So I know myself, I have been fighting this cold thing. It's not the flu, but whatever it is, the cold thing. I'm on my 2nd round already. And I just keep hearing him because I got the Audible of this book, which I recommend too. With these kind of books, I get the text version as well as the Audible version because I just have a hard time sitting down reading fast enough to get through a book. So I get the Audible version so I can listen to it when I'm in the car and when I'm doing stuff around the home. And then I use this textbook as sort of like a note reference place for me. And then in my passion planner, I also write notes, takeaways from every book that I read. So I have it in a bunch of different places, but this is a great like sort of reference when you have it in text version. But in the Audible, the narrator of the book, I just keep hearing it in my head saying, and he's speaking on behalf of Dr. Perlmutter, of course, but saying that, you know, when patients came into his office and they were suffering from a cold and they would ask for antibiotics, his response to them was, well, you know, if I gave you antibiotics, your cold will probably, you know, linger around for the next week or so. And if you just let your body heal itself of the cold, you'll probably be better in about 7 days. He said most people didn't get that connection, that it's the same amount of time. You're just going to allow your body to do what it's designed to do, and that's heal itself. So I'm doing everything I can to keep myself, you know, hunkered down in the house. I'm taking plenty of supplements. I'm resting. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm fasting and giving my body an opportunity to heal itself, because I was one of those kids raised on antibiotics. I've talked a lot about here before about how sickly I was as a kid, probably because I had a lot of food intolerances that weren't identified, just messing with my gut. And so if I don't have to be on antibiotics, I won't. Now, if I were to get pneumonia or something like that, I would definitely go to the doctor, but I'm feeling like I'm going to let my body kind of run its course and do its thing. So again, that's part of your birth story. That's part of your food story. You know, how were you a kid that was raised on antibiotics because you had ear infections all the time? And if you're now suffering from things like diabetes and insulin resistance and some brain fog and, you know, some of these things that are causing us issues today, even a lot of autoimmune disorders, arthritis, can be linked to those kind of things that we were exposed to as kids. So again, nobody's fault. We didn't have the information then, but we do have the information now, so we owe it to ourselves to do the research and find out some ways that we can have an opportunity to heal our body and give ourselves a second chance. I know at 51, I'm loving the opportunity that I have as a woman to sort of restart life as an adult, and have an opportunity to really hone in on some of the things that I struggled with as a young woman and a young adult, and a young girl and a baby even, and do my due diligence to make sure that I don't suffer that on the other half. And I'm really looking forward to living a long, healthy life with what it is that we're learning here. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to open it up to comments. But before I do, I wanted to just make a quick announcement. If you are new to our broadcast here and you've never signed up for one of our courses, I am doing a giveaway tonight, giving away a free passion planner. This is an undated passion planner, which means that you can use it, you can start any day that you get this in the mail from me. And I'm going to give this away to the first person either on YouTube or Facebook who's never taken a course of ours before and registers for our February, is it 3rd? I think it is, our February 3rd course, which is starting on Saturday. So if you've never taken a course before and you register during this live broadcast, then you will be the lucky winner of this undated passion planner. Yep, February 3rd. Okay, so Kara, if you can post a link in both YouTube and Facebook, that would be awesome so they can see it. And then the first person who signs up while we're live here tonight, when I'm going through the comments and questions, will be the lucky recipient of this beautiful passion planner. And we currently have a passion planner group for 2018, so we'll get you added in that as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump on to Facebook first, if you guys don't mind. I'll welcome everybody here and answer any questions or comments, and then YouTube, I will jump over to you guys next. Grace from San Angelo, Texas, welcome. Maggie, good to have you here. Darla, hello. Jillian, hello from Alberta. January graduate Facebook refresher class, awesome. And then Kara also put the link to this book if you guys want to check this book out too. It's awesome. Great, great book. Joy, January graduate, signed up for the transitional course. Hope I'm doing everything I need to. Oh, you are. Just being in this environment is just being exposed is great. So you're doing good things for yourself. Nicole Eaton, girlfriend, I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing well. It's always nice to see you pop on here. Grace, I'm new to your page. Awesome. Grace, make sure that you hit the like button here on the Facebook page and that you sign up. Make sure that you're set up to receive notifications so you'll know when we go live, and hopefully you'll jump into our February course with us. Maybe you'll win a passion planner. Maggie, it starts with food, another great book. So many issues start in your gut. Yep, true. Andrea, hi, was there anything in the book about inflammation and a woman's cycle? I'm about to get my cycle and I feel like crap, and thanks to IF, I'm realizing that it's inflammation on the upper gut and it's making it hard to eat. I'm not sure if my hormones or my gut or both. Any thoughts? Yeah, here's the great news, Andrea, is the longer you fast and the better you feast, meaning that you're identifying the foods that are causing you some issues, your PMS symptoms will start to lighten up. We're not supposed to have PMS. We're not supposed to go through menopausal issues. And so all of those things that you're feeling are an indication of your hormones being out of balance. And so make sure that you're staying away from soy. Make sure you're staying away from dairy. Make sure you're staying away from gluten. Don't buy into the fact that if you're PMSing, you're supposed to eat chocolate and pretzels and all that kind of stuff. It's not the way it works. So just be good to your body. I would say fast and drink lots of water. And then before you know it, you're going to be feeling amazing again. Just give it a couple months to kind of work its way through, and you'll start to feel a little bit better. So the inflammation is from hormonal imbalance is basically what it is. Mark Leese, a January graduate and 10 pounds lost. I've learned so much in your course. I have chronic pain and Lyme disease. One of my symptoms was major brain fog. And since IF, brain fog improved at least 70%. It's just amazing. More energy in the morning also. As for pain, I know it will take longer to feel the benefits. As I've had pain for 25 years. I know I'm on the right track to heal my whole body. Yeah, you are, girlfriend. And it, like you said, it just takes a little bit to cycle through your system. Make sure you're really diligent about keeping that gluten out of your body. That is the huge inflammatory agent. And so that's the one thing that causes joint pain as well. So be diligent about that gluten for sure. Kendra, I'm excited for the class on Saturday. My husband is totally supportive. He's excited too. Awesome. So Kendra is my cousin. I'm super excited to have you in the course, girlfriend. It's going to be life-changing for you. Lynn, new here as well. Just caught the info about treating ADD and ADHD by watching what goes in and on the body versus medication. Personally, I think the medical profession has too quick to pass out prescriptions without looking into alternative ways to change some of and all the behaviors. Yeah, I have a story about that. I've told them probably a million times here, and I won't bore you with it tonight. But yeah, I mean, that's what they're trained to do. So here's the deal. No fault to the doctors. That's what they're trained to do. They're doctors of medicine. So if you're not happy with your doctor because they prescribe medicine like that so easily, find a different doctor, find a naturopath. Or what I did when my doctor got script happy on me is I took the prescriptions and I pinned them up on my bulletin board and put my head down and started researching, and ended up fixing everything that he was writing me a prescription for on my own by experimenting and researching and educating myself. So of course they weren't life or death situations. They were just inconveniences that I was suffering. So we have to be very diligent about taking care of ourselves. Maria, January course and joined February. I'm healing wonderful and feeling amazing. I healed from ulcerative colitis from IF. Now healing the rest of my body. Thank you again for all you do for us. Oh, you're welcome, Maria. And let your body heal in stages. It's like you're doing. Be patient with it, and just keep on the same course, and you'll continue to heal for sure. Joy, is there a difference between the transitional course and the actual February course? No, you guys are just going to be like my experienced students going through the course again. I always recommend taking courses like this more than one time, because now you're going to go through it not so skeptical, and you're going to go through it with some proof that it works. And so you're going to hear things differently, and you're going to implement things differently. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys in the transitional course, because the aha moments will be deeper and they'll be solid for you. And that's why we give you guys such a great discount to go through twice, so that you can have those deep aha moments and take it like a graduate student. You're going to go through the course like a graduate student, and it's so deep for you guys. It's so awesome to have you guys go through twice. Rita from North Carolina, July group, alumni now. Missed the beginning. We'll watch the replay. Weather here has dropped. May snow this week. Thanks for all your help keeping us informed. Oh, Rita, you're welcome. And put those holy, was it Hail Marys in the freezer, girlfriend. Save those bad boys for later. Okay, let me see who's over here on YouTube really quickly. Mark, hello. Asia, hello. Marilyn and my wife loves you. Oh, thanks. I love having you here, Mark. And make sure you've liked the IF Keto Family Life, I believe is what our Facebook page is called. My husband's going to start posting over there probably this week. And he's going to talk about more of the male aspect, and even we're going to talk more about couples and fasting and kind of living a healthy lifestyle together. So make sure you're over there, and you can connect with Michael as well. Bridget, January class, still struggle with carbs. Yes, carbs are tough. Just keep experimenting, and be kind to yourself is the best thing that I could say. Donna, Sunny SoCal Holiday Mini Course, Alumni Grad, January course. So good to have you here, Donna. Mark, you've lost 25 pounds. Now, have you lost 25 pounds since you and your wife have been hanging out with us here? Angelise, hello. This is my first time I joined this chat. I love your videos. I've been doing the IF for 1 week and feel great. Awesome, Angelise. So super happy to have you here. Make sure that you've subscribed so you'll be notified when we go live. I'm seeing some registrations come through. Pam from Fresno, Becky from Porterville, California. Cheryl just watched The Gut, Our Second Brain, and The Science of Fasting. Both are documentaries. Yeah, those are great. What are your thoughts on organic frozen vegetables versus fresh organic vegetables? I use lots of organic frozen vegetables for easy prep. I think as long as they're organic, they're probably okay. And I think Dave Asprey from the Bulletproof company, I guess, whatever, he does a lot of podcasts on frozen fruit is actually better than fresh fruit because the way they flash freeze it, there's no mold in it. So, you know, like blueberries, for instance, are like a really high mold fruit. And so if you can get frozen organic blueberry, or not blueberries, but blackberries, if you can get frozen organic blackberries, those are probably better. So I would say if it's organic and it's frozen, it's probably a good choice because they're probably picked in season and flash frozen, which is probably going to hold in their nutrients. Melanie, this is my first live chat with you. Well, Melanie, welcome. Make sure you've subscribed. Janet, good evening from Nevada, July alumni passion planner and January graduate. My girl Janet. Elizabeth, hello. Susie, have you eliminated coconut oil or do you use it sparingly? Good question, and I'm glad you asked that. We gave up coconut oil and MCT oil a while ago, probably a year ago, because Michael and I were having really adverse reactions to it. And what we found was that it wasn't so much, I think we were overusing coconut. And so we started to get some like allergic kind of signs and signals from the coconut oil. So we pulled back and we stopped drinking the traditional bulletproof coffee with grass-fed butter because we both can't handle dairy. So we were doing coconut and dairy, which didn't meld with our body. And so now what we're finding is that without the dairy component, we can actually handle coconut oil and MCT oil better. So always reintroduce foods. I teach you guys that a lot, especially when you're leaving the course. Foods that were bothering you, you might be able to tolerate more just because they're not reacting to other intolerances in your body. So our bodies are pretty clean now, and we can identify signs and signals pretty quickly with what we're putting in our body. And so now we're enjoying coconut oil, and we're just using it not sparingly, but we're using it cautiously, I guess, to make sure that we don't overdo it and go back to those reactions again. But yeah, so you can develop some allergic type reactions to coconut oil. So just pay attention to that and then see if maybe taking it with other things is causing that reaction for you. And for us, it was dairy, but not anymore. So we're actually enjoying it again. So thank you for asking that. Sophia, I just bought Dr. Perlmutter's Probiotics and ordered his book online yesterday. Yeah, it's, well, you know, this book, I guess, has been out for about 5 years, but it's just kind of hitting the circuit or the buzz right now. And I know he did a PBS special, I think, about this as well. I've loved everything that he's written, and I love everything that he says. And I love that, you know, what he practices, he preaches. And so I really enjoy his stuff. So I'm glad that you're tuning into his stuff as well, and you're finding some good information there, Sophia. Melanie, I just signed up for the February 3rd course. Awesome. Let me see if Kara knows who was first. XOXO from sunny Arizona, 80 degrees. Well, good for you, girlfriend. Winner, Cheryl Patry. Was that you who signed up? Let's see, Cheryl Patry. Cheryl. Someone said they signed up. Was that her? But Cheryl Patry. Okay, so Cheryl, what I need you to do, you're the winner of the Passion Planner. I need you to email me at dianeparhamfitness@gmail.com. And we will get this shipped out to you tomorrow, so you'll get it hopefully soon. And then you can jump into our Passion Planner group. So congratulations and welcome to the February course. I'm super excited for you. Cheryl Patry, new to the group and signed up for the new course. Looking forward to learning more. Cheryl, congratulations. So happy to have you. Cheryl Zimmerman, can you post a link for the men couples group? Kara, can you post the link to our Facebook page on the YouTube channel so that Cheryl can get it? Or Cheryl, just email me and I'll point you to the in the right direction for sure. And we'll get you set up on that page, your husband set up on that page for sure. We're going to talk about family and IFing and what we're doing with our kids and all that stuff too. I do a little bit of that here, but we'll do it more specifically over there. Okay, let's see if there's anybody else I missed over here on Facebook. Kendra, I'm so excited for you, girlfriend. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this. And you have Amy to support you. Amy's had great results. So this is going to be awesome for you. I'm so excited. Grace, how much do you put in a cup of coffee? How much do I put of what in a cup of coffee? Sign up for the February course. Aza, good for you. I'm super excited to have you with this. Luis, January in transition groups ordered my first air fryer today. Did you order it from the post that I did? Luis, okay, you're going to love that air fryer. That thing is the bomb. So make sure that you're connected with me on Instagram too, because when I'm on Instagram, I do stories over there of how I'm cooking and how I'm using my air fryer and my Instapot and those kind of things. So I'll give you like little tips and stuff on how to use your air fryer. But we made sweet potato French fries last night and chicken wings in our air fryer, and both were absolutely amazing. So congratulations. I'm excited for you. And what color did you get, Luis? Coconut oil. Yeah, we use coconut oil mostly for cooking now. So when I make sweet potatoes, I put coconut oil in those because the sweet of the coconut and the sweet potatoes together just goes really well. And then we use coconut oil for baking. So if we're going to bake something, we put coconut oil in place of any other kind of oils or butters. And I haven't really put any coconut oil in my coffee for a long time because I'm usually drinking my coffee in a fasted state, so I just drink it black. But I was using coconut oil on my skin. I was using it for my moisturizer. I was putting it in my coffee back in the day, and I was putting it in my food. And so I just overdid it for sure. My family likes teal. Beautiful. Awesome. So you got the teal one. We have the teal one too. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Okay, you're on Instagram. Okay, so make sure you follow me on my stories over there because I show you guys how to do stuff in the in the air fryer. Okay, Kara, is there anything else that I missed that I was supposed to announce tonight that I didn't announce yet? Our February course starts on the 3rd of February, 3 weeks to an amazing personal transformation. I don't want to say guarantee, but I feel like I can, but I probably shouldn't. By the end of 3 weeks, the inflammation should be gone in your body. Let's just say that. Your brain should be clearer. If you're following it as what we're teaching in the group, you will have an aha moment about your entire life and what you can do moving forward to make sure that you stay. Course, comment, share. What do you mean, Kara? 3 weeks. We talk about intermittent fasting, intermittent feasting, and the social and emotional aspects of what it is that we're doing here. So it's a totally comprehensive course, and I have you thinking for yourself so that you get to design your own life. It's an absolutely amazing opportunity for you guys. So if you've been hanging out here for a while and you're interested in jumping in with us, February would be a great month. Okay, so Kara posted the link here on our Instagram. Is the Keto Family only on Facebook, or is it also available on YouTube? Cheryl, it's going to be on Facebook, but we're going to do like we do here, and we're going to probably upload those videos to this YouTube channel you're on right here. So we'll upload those Keto Life Family lives to the YouTube channel, so you'll get to see those on YouTube, because I know you're a YouTuber for sure. Okay, anything else, Kara? Hoping my 13-year-old will heal with cooking. Oh, he'll help with cooking. Yeah, it's super easy. It's almost like it's, I don't think I've ruined anything in the air fryer yet. And I've been known to ruin a few things, so it's pretty easy to use. You just put it in, put it on, and check it every few minutes. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I think we've got it all. Kara, talk to me, girlfriend. Did I miss anything? Did you want to share a comment from the course? Sure, if you have one available. I don't have one available, but if you have one, I would love it if you would share it. You can share it on Facebook, and I'll read it, and then we can put it on YouTube when we get done if you want. That's the best way to go. Any other questions or comments you guys want me to discuss with you tonight? Brainmaker, amazing book. Always read these books as if they were textbooks is what I suggest. Taking away 1 or 2 things that you can immediately implement in your life. And then what I always suggest is put it on the bookshelf and then take it out in a couple months. And I put sticky notes in my books. I do lots of underlining. I dog ear pages. You can see here on my notes in my book, so that when I go back and read it in a couple of months when I'm in a new season of my transformation or what I'm doing nutritionally in my life, I just go to what I've noted in the book and I just sort of skim it. And it really helps you get through it. Or the Audible version is always a great way to go as well, because you can just kind of like skip around if you need to. Gluten-free or should we be grain-free? I believe if you can, both is best. There's a lot of inflammatory things that go on with grain too. But, you know, here's what I always suggest. Is just test it out. Test your body out with the grains and see. I try to limit grains. I try to limit legumes. I don't do peanuts anymore. No peanut butter. I do almond butter or coconut butter or sunflower butter, those kind of things. I just noticed that those kind of are intolerances to me as well. So you got to play around with it a little bit and see. If you go really clean for a while and then you introduce some grains in your system, your system will tell you whether it's okay for you or not. So let your body tell you by going clean and then reintroducing some stuff. Okay, so if you guys don't mind, I'm going to read a comment from our current course, which will hopefully motivate and inspire you guys to keep on this IF and keto-like lifestyle. So this comment comes from Timothea, and she is saying, this new way of taking care of myself is the answer I have been searching for a decade. I have tried so many different approaches, systems, programs to help me feel better, to get my pre-menopausal body back, and nothing has worked. This, however, will. I am confident of it. It is logical, healthy, and has already done wonders for me. No more hot flashes, anxiety, sleepless nights, bloated stomach, itchy skin, eating for comfort, lazy eating, or sense of helplessness. In just under a month, I am a new woman. I have lost some pounds, so that's great. But more than that, I have had the tools to get myself back to me. Girlfriend, that is my ultimate goal, is for you to get back to you. So congratulations on that. I know without a doubt that I have the power to take care of myself, my health, my weight, and relationship to food. I am calm. I am feeling empowered. I am happy. What a gift. Diane, I can't thank you enough for this course and how you present the information, your support, and all the research you've done. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to have myself back. This is a path I will continue to walk on for the rest of my life. Oh, those are the testimonials we get from our course members on the daily. Because this is not a diet. This is not a cookie cutter. I'm going to send you a bunch of papers and I want you to robotically go through it and follow what I tell you need to do for you. It's really a 3-week opportunity for you to figure out what you need to do for you based on those signs and signals that your body is sending you when you're putting something in it or you're doing something to it that it doesn't like. Our bodies are constantly communicating with us. Our brain and our gut, we talked about how they communicate all the time, and the way they let us know that the communication is not going well is when things start falling apart for us, when we start breaking down, getting autoimmune disorders, popping up with pre-diabetic states like what happened to me when I thought I was living such a healthy lifestyle, inability to lose weight, hormonal imbalance, infertility, like you name it, we've had it go through this course on day 1. And by the time we have women leaving our course and graduating, they're feeling just like Timothea is feeling. Timothea is feeling in the fact that they have themselves back and they have the power and the confidence now to take control of their health from this point forward. And that's really amazing for women, because we've oftentimes been trained to not do that for ourselves, to not think for ourselves and step up for ourselves. And to have that power back is really a force to be reckoned with. And so it starts with feeling better, and it starts with having that confidence back and that empowerment back that you have over your own life. And then that rolls over into other aspects of your life. Improved communication with your spouse, better fitness accomplishments. We've had women go into job interviews feeling more confident getting the job. We've had women being promoted at work. We've had infertility issues end up in pregnancies. We've had divorces end up in reconciliations. And it's all because when you don't feel good, nothing in your life can be good. And when you really turn around how you feel about yourself, how you feel as a woman, how you walk into a room with your head held high, how you have the energized sense of calm and how you deal with situations in your life, then everything in your life becomes better. And so it starts with food, and it starts with us making healthy choices so that we can live our most authentic life. And that's really our goal here, is to really help you figure out what you need to do so that you look and feel your best and live your most authentic life. So with that, I'm going to part ways with you this evening. I will join you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so we have a 3 p.m. Live, and then what we're going to have to do moving forward, I'll just say this really quickly and then I'll re-emphasize it later on in the week, is we're going to have to change, and I know this is going to be heartbreaking for some of you, all of our live broadcasts at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time starting next Monday, because my daughter is entering the spring sports season. She's going to be running track and field, and she's also going to be playing volleyball, and I won't be home at 9 p.m. to do these live broadcasts, so we have to move them all down to the 3 p.m. hour, but they're recorded, so you can always come back and jump on to the recording if you can't catch us live. So I know that's inconvenient for some of you, and I do apologize, but we'll just have to do that through the spring sports season. So thanks so much for jumping on. If you haven't already done so, please take the time to register for our February 3rd course. It's going to be an amazing group of women, again, with testimonials like the one I just shared with you tonight, and I would love to read your testimonial this time at the end of February, so that you can be an inspiration and some encouragement for another woman who's looking to improve her life by improving herself. Have a super night, you guys, and I will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I saw a couple. Let's see. Okay, so all the questions on YouTube were answered. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. Have a super night.